And hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of The Melissa Banks Show. I'm Cyrus Webb, the moderator of this weekly episode. Excited that you all can be with us as we welcome master event planner and entrepreneur Melissa Banks back to be able to share some great business tips for you guys. And today's an important topic we're going to be discussing. So I hope you guys will be able to find something of value for yourself. You'll share this with your friends because I think they'll enjoy this as well. Hello to you. Appreciate you for joining us. KMC, good to see you there. There is Melissa. Going to go ahead and Melissa. We also will let you guys know how to stay connected with her and all the great things that she's doing. She also is gearing up for a very busy January, culminating in her virtual conference taking place on the 29th. Hello to you, Melissa. How are you?
Hello, I'm wonderful. How are you today?
Doing amazing. Thank you for asking. Good. Always good to be able to be with you. Also, so let's go ahead and get the little housekeeping things out of the way. If you guys are new to us here on IG, if you guys are joining us there, you notice there is a drop-down arrow literally right here. If you click on that drop-down arrow, you can make sure that you're following myself and Melissa for today's broadcast, be able to stay connected with all of our updates that we have going on. Also, if you guys have a business question for Melissa, you will see a bubble down below by Melissa with a question mark in it. Make sure you guys click on that. You can be able to include your question there. Be glad to be able to bring it on camera. So, Melissa, here we are now. It's hard to believe 2022 is not playing. I mean, I was saying to my mom earlier today, how is it already the 12th at the time that we are live here? That's crazy. But that just means that there's no time like the present when it comes to our audience and being able to think about their business and what they want to do. Now, Melissa, you've given us some really good tips, some great lessons you've been able to learn along the way. Today, we're going to talk about something that is so important, but I don't think a lot of people spend the amount of time with it that they should, and that is research. To be able to really think about what their business or idea is all about, who it's for, what it takes, what they need to know, what they need to have. How important has research been for you? Because you're a big thinker, but how important has the research been for the things you've thought about and able to help them be successful, Melissa?
I think the research is the most critical part, right? It has been for my business, and I believe the same for anyone's business. Because, the idea always sounds great, right? When you think of something you want to do, it excites you, and the idea always sounds great. 20 years ago, when I started my business, Cyrus, research was really hard. You had to really get in the trenches. We've talked about this before. It was hard work. You had to get in the car. You had to drive around. It was a lot. But today, it's not like that. You can sit in front of your computer and do the research that you need. This is not a step you want to skip. If you skip this step, it's going to take time, cost you time and money. So you want to make sure that this step, the research step, is the most important step after you make the decision to get started. Made all the difference in the world for me.
And I think we need to really break this down, Melissa, because what I have learned, and for those who are just coming in and watching the Melissa Banks Show, today we're talking about the importance of research when it comes to your business or your brand. This is a never-ending thing. I think the mistake a lot of entrepreneurs make, Melissa, is that they think this is something they do one time and they stop. But would you agree? Well, let me ask you, because you're the expert here. When should the research start? So they have the idea for what they want to do in their business or their brand. When in your opinion, should the research begin?
Immediately, right behind making that amazing decision to start your business. Your next thing is the research. You want to know where you need to put your energy. You want to know where you need to put your money. And you want to know if this great idea is a great idea for somebody out there. Is it going to solve a problem? Is anybody going to spend money for it? Only way to know that is to do the research. What else is going on out there? Who else is doing it? You have to know if your great idea is a great idea for a business, even though you loved it.
Yeah, I love that. And what I have found for myself, and I think what the mistake, and I'm just going to speak broadly here, and then we can definitely narrow it down. But I think the mistake I see so many people making, Melissa, is that they think, okay, well, that worked for this person. I know I can do it better. And that may be true, but in my opinion, and what I have seen in business over the past 18 years myself, is that do you have what it takes to do it better? I mean, it's one thing for us to say we can do something better, but what do you have to show? And that's what the research goes to. Melissa, there's another thing that I've seen a lot, and I've been doing some one-on-one consults. I know you also do coaching as well. Have you noticed how many people, let's just say Mississippi, because where both of us are from, right? That they automatically think it's going to be their family and friends that get them rich. I don't know why they think that, but they don't think about anyone else. They just think, oh, I just know my cousin Pookie. My cousin Pookie is gonna buy this, and they're gonna tell their friends. And we both know from experience, and I think our audience in watching this is that your family and friends, as much as you may love them, and as much as they may love you, are not going to be your primary business. How important was that for you to embrace early on, Melissa, that not necessarily those who are right around you are going to be the person that your big idea is for?
Well, you know what? Let me save you guys a whole lot of time, because you're going to waste time if you're building your business, counting on cousin down the street and Auntie Pookie over here to support your business long term. Now, you may have some family close to you that will buy your product when you first get out there and make it and say, I got a product. They may buy it once. They are not going to sustain you. One of the biggest lessons is when I got to a place when I knew that my audience was not the people that love me so much. My audience is providing something to the world that they need, and determine who that audience is. That's where research is going to be so important, because you're going to know who to target with your great product. Believe me, love your family and cousins and BFFs. Love them, but they are not going to want to pay you for those services that you've been doing for them for free for a really long time, probably anyway. When I started my business hours, I was decorating. I've been decorating for years, but I was doing it all free, right? So I immediately thought, when I start the business, all those people I was doing it for free for will now become clients. That is absolutely not the way it works. So don't step out there with this great idea thinking, you know, I did it for them for free, now I'm charging for it. Certainly they're going to support it. That's not how it works. Do your research so that you can have a real audience that you target your product for.
Yeah. Let's catch people up here, Melissa. For those who are just tuning in, you're watching the Melissa Banks Show here. If you're joining us live on IG or on Facebook, you also may be tuning in on YouTube. Melissa Banks is down there. She's a master event planner and entrepreneur. Every week we come here to talk about business. Melissa is someone who's been able to build a successful business and brand for herself. She also does consulting, and she has a virtual conference coming up for female entrepreneurs at the end of this month. We're going to tell you guys all about that. But today's show is all about research, the importance of having research when it comes to your great idea, your business, or your brand, and when that research starts. And you heard Melissa say it really should start as soon as you come up with the idea. This isn't something you want to wait till you open up your business or go live with your brand to start doing your research. And this goes to another point here too, Melissa. I get this because I work a lot, as you know, with authors. And the mistake I shouldn't laugh, but it is funny to me. But the mistake I see a lot of authors make, it go into the thing about their cousin Pookie and their friends. They think, oh, well, I can charge, now this is someone who's never written a book before. I can charge $25 because I know my friends are going to buy it. And I think to myself, okay, that may be true. That may very well be true. Your friend may buy that book for $25. But if someone who's never met you before, who's in another state, who is looking for books, are they going to buy a book from a first-time, no-name author for $25 when they can get a book for half of that from someone that they see on television or someone they've gotten to know? So let's talk about pricing. How important is pricing when it comes to the research? Because I think, again, not just as far as the author space, I think entrepreneurs in general sometimes, and I've done it the opposite way, and I will own that. People have told me, and I've told the story, Melissa, as you know, that I have, some people have told me I have treated a $1 million business like a mom and pop shop because I have my prices too low. But there are some people, most people have the other issue where they overprice. How important is pricing when it comes to doing the research?
Well, that's where research helps you, because you might want to price your product at a certain place, but your audience, your target market is not going to support that price based on just what you just said. However, your research will tell you what are they paying for similar services in the area you want to target. See, another mistake that I see people make, especially people in my industry, which is the event industry, is it depends really on your geographics. Where are you located? Where are you doing business? I'm connected with some planners that do what I do, some not as much as I do, in California or in Florida. Well, their price points are totally different than what my price point is here in Mississippi. When I used to go to conferences and stuff and we talk about the price point, they're shocked of the same services and what I can sell them for here. So you want to make sure that you know what your product is, what it's going to sell for in your area. And then you can price it accurately as a beginner. If you're a beginner, or if you're a seasoned person, you still got to get known, right? So that impacts your price as well. I've been doing this for 20 years, right? So somebody who starts today, pricing and my pricing may be very different because of the investment that I've already made over the years. Right. You have to know all of that when pricing, regardless of what your industry is. So that's why research is critical.
And you have the track record. And I think that's the other thing that even potential customers and clients look at, which is why, not to give a plug to Amazon, but I will give a plug to Amazon. The reason why people like Amazon is because you're able to get a product and comparable products at a variety of prices, and you get to decide what your price point is and what you want to do. If you just want a name brand, or do you just want something that's affordable for your needs, you have those options. And that's what customers do anyway. If you tell someone a price, I've gone through that myself. If I tell someone what I charge for something, they may say, okay, I'm going to get back to you. They may do some shopping, and then so let's talk about the other side of what you just mentioned, Melissa, because I think this is a really good point. And again, for those who are just coming in, today we're talking about research and the importance of research, when it should start for your business or your brand, but also what you should be researching. Because, the other side of this is discounts. And again, going back to family may want to support you, but they may want you to hook them up too. Oh, you know what? Can't you just give it to me for this? Or can I just pay you this? Oh, the one I love, Melissa, is, I know you said it was $25. I got $5. And my word is, well, when you get the other 20, come holler at me. I'll be, you know where to So what do you do with that? Because in the beginning, you may want to offer an introductory price. That's what we'll call it, to be nice. An introductory price. But how important is that even in figuring out the research that we're doing, Melissa?
Well, one of the biggest problems new entrepreneurs and new business owners have is pricing, and then having the confidence to state your price, even when it's somebody you grew up with down the street sitting across from you. So the challenge for you is to be able to say firmly what your price is and stick to that. What I learned, and it was a hard lesson for me because it was challenging for me. Honestly, it was, to say what my price was. And as I developed new skills and new credentials and my prices started increasing, it became even more challenging when it was a person across from me that I knew, family or church member or someone like that. So you have to gain confidence in your pricing and be careful where you offer discounts. I learned the hard way. Once you offer discounts, once you drop your prices low, it is really difficult to work them back up. So if you want to do this product for free for this person because you grew up with them, or because they cousin, or because you know their cousin, then you're going to have a problem with going up with that same person as your confidence go up and as your business grow. You will find yourself stuck with charging them less, or being okay with them not coming to you for that business, which is why so many people in my industry, for sure, make a decision not to do business with family, because it's difficult to get your price point from people who are used to you giving it to them or doing it for very little. So be very careful when you discount your price. Be comfortable with it. Price it fairly. And like you said at the beginning, you may give your price point may be low so that you can gain the experience, gain the knowledge as you build your business. But be careful with those people that you're discounting, that you're doing for free, because it's very difficult when it's time to pull out of that and get your price point up to where it should be.
Such a great point. Hello to you, Tasha. Hello to you, IG Live with Angela. Ray, hello to you. Jose, hello to you. IG Live with Angela, a fellow content creator. Melissa says you are valuable and deserve to be paid for your services. So true. It's such a great point. And again, when you're in business, it's different, right? It's different than when you're just doing something for fun. So I want to ask you this as we're talking about research, because one of the things that I'm a big reader myself, Melissa, and for our audience out there, I learn better sometimes by seeing something, right? For some people, it's watching a YouTube video or whatever. For me, it's reading a book. And there's a book that I read, Melissa, when I first started my radio show. And I still read that book today. I'm not going to even show it to you because it looks like I've been reading it for 18 years. But the book is called, and I've had the privilege of actually interviewing the author. The author is Emmanuel Rose, and the book is called The Anatomy of Buzz. I encourage anybody to read that book. It's called The Anatomy of Buzz. He has a revised edition. I have to be honest and say I have not read the revised edition because the original edition helped me out so much. And what is so great about his book, Melissa, it came out before social media. There was no social media because, 18 years ago, there was no stuff that we're using today. But that book helped me so much. And I'm bringing it up for a reason. Because one of the things that Emmanuel wrote in the book that I have learned that now I make available as part of my services is what he calls seeding, active seeding. So I want to talk about that when it comes to research, Melissa, because what Emmanuel talks about in the book and what I have incorporated with my parent company, Conversations Media Group, is making product available for free. That's what he calls seeding. And that is to influencers. Today we would say to influencers, to celebrities, to those who have an audience, to help to get the word out that way. Talk to us about word of mouth. And that's what I'm getting to with you, Melissa. How important has that been for you when it comes to actually using that and who you can be able to communicate with, connect with, to help you spread the word about your business?
What's important right here to me, Cyrus, is and we've had a conversation about being in the right room, being in the right groups that will spread the word about your business in the way that you want it spread. I talk to people all the time about representing your brand or business in the same way every single time you show up, so that the message out there and the language that's been said about your business is what you're wanting to achieve. Now, I will say this, one of the things, because research never ends. We know that, if you're going to stay in business, it's continuous. But one of the things that worked for me, and I thought about that when you mentioned the seeding, I have taken so many trainings that led to additional training because of an offering that was a free product. So you want to, research comes in right here so that you can know who's out there offering something in your industry as you increase your skills. I've been part of a training over the last couple of weeks that was a free training with an offer to get more training from that person. So that gives you a chance to learn some tips, get some tips, and know who you should be looking at, who you should be learning from, and who you want to know. I got a mentorship from David Tatera because I took a free training. But what it came with was an offer to upgrade, right? To get in the room with David Tatera personally. So I made that small investment from the free, they saw my name, to in the room with David Tatera. But once I got in the room, I wanted him to know I was in the room. So that means I had to comment, I had to talk, and I got noticed in that environment. So I ended up with 1 year of training from a leading expert in my industry for free because I showed up for a free training that led to something else. So that's a great way to grow your business and a great way to learn skills. Look for those free trainings so that people can talk about you. So I think of that when he said seeding, that's where it leads. It leads to opportunity.
For sure. PM Popcorn, hello to you. I'm not speaking to you right now, other than to say I ordered me 2 more bags of that popcorn yesterday.
You know what? I don't know if this is a good thing or not.
Hey, it's good for PM popcorn.
Yeah. It absolutely is.
Hey, I'm helping keep small businesses in business. That's what I'm doing. But I'm also doing some other. I'm eating other stuff too. But PM popcorn. But so let's go ahead and do a recap here. But I appreciate you guys coming in here. So today we're talking to Melissa Banks about research, and I think anyone who's an entrepreneur, who's an influencer, Tasha, I'll go into. I saw here, Melissa. She's an author. I've seen her. She is really good at this. I saw her at a concert, actually handing her book to somebody at a concert who's performing on stage. I mean, that it's those kind of things, I think, and it goes to what you were saying about getting in the room. What advice would you give to our audience as they are doing the research for their business, their brand, looking for ways to be able to set themselves apart, and also to make sure that they're targeting the right audience? What advice would you give them to begin?
My advice is to get some help. Don't be out there running around trying to figure it out and spend time in rooms you don't need to be in, because it's not going to get you to where you want to be. The first thing you need to do is schedule an hour with a consultant like myself that we can guide you so that you can make some moves that will impact your journey. So often we spend all this time in places we have no business even being over there in the first place for what we're trying to do. So you want to make sure you make good use of your time and invest your money so that you can grow your business in the direction that you want it to go. And you won't have to spend all this time redoing stuff. So often I work with people that have been in business for a while, but they were really turning their wheels because they were not going in the direction that they needed to go in. So when they started to go in the direction, that means they had to redo some things and get back started again. So my first thing, after you have your great idea, is to schedule a consultation and just get some information so that you can know how to proceed and how to best use your time, money, and energy.
Love that. And I want to say to everyone that's here live, make sure you guys, I see that IG Live Angela is now connected with PM Popcorn there. See, I did a good deed, Melissa. Don't listen to Melissa, y'all. Not about the popcorn. And PM Popcorn is now following IG Live with Angela. If you guys click this drop-down arrow, I love this new feature, Melissa, that Amazon had, I'm giving credit to Amazon, that Instagram has done. If you click that drop-down arrow right here, you can not only follow Melissa and me, but underneath us, everyone who's on this video live, you can literally follow them right there from that drop-down arrow. And that's the cool thing there. So I invite you guys to do that. William Sanderson, hello to you. Congratulations on your new Audible book, sir. Looking forward to speaking with you soon. That's William Sanderson from Newhart, Melissa. He has a great book called Yes, I'm That Guy. So shout out to William. Appreciate you joining us. We're here with Master Event Planner and Entrepreneur Melissa Banks. Talk with her about the importance of research when it comes to your business and brand. So Melissa, you mentioned consulting. Let them know how they can be able to connect with you.
You can book an hour with us. We can talk about your idea. Come with your ideas and your questions, so you can book that 1 hour consultation and get some information to get you set up. You can simply go to themelissabanks.com and click book Melissa Banks for a 1 hour consultation and take you right to the place to get that done.
And as the month is going on, Melissa, we're getting closer and closer to your Imagine the Possibilities virtual conference. How can they be able to get their ticket to that?
Oh, we're super excited about the conference. If you're really an entrepreneur that's ready to take your business to another level, or maybe you're in business, but you're just stuck and overwhelmed and wanting to quit, this is a conference for you. This conference is also for you that haven't even started yet, but you got the dream in your heart. Simply go to themelissabanks.com, click the very first link there, and it'll take you straight to the page to claim your seat. The key is themelissabanks.com.
All right, themelissabanks.com. Again, everyone, thank you all for watching this week's episode of the Melissa Banks Show with Melissa Banks. You see her down there. I'm Cyrus Webb. Make sure you guys are giving Melissa a follow, staying connected with her. PM Popcorn says you offer great information, Melissa, even though you try to diss me buying the popcorn. They're not taking it personal. They're giving you credit. Angela, thank you so much. And we thank all of you for tuning into this episode of the Melissa Banks Show. We'll be back here same time next week. So we hope to see you guys soon. Take care.